All right, so you're going to go in and you're going to go to the primary group. The primary group allows you to select what group am I going to be. So you had those three relationships, right? So let's say one of your relationships that you're doing is the advanced level. So what you're going to be working on is this. When you go through, you're going to be working on like remapping the course to this, right?
Right.
So I'm just going to start with the 21 essentials because you're going to create that relationship first or whatever one you want, but you're going to do them individually. Up too high here. Okay, there we go. So since I selected um domains advanced, it's 3 levels. So depending on what comes, and this comes from your library. So if you don't see it in there, then we need to make sure we get it in the library, but I think everything is in there. We'll double check. And so I'm going to do it at the 3rd level, the sub-competency level. And now I'm telling the system, I have my primary group, which will populate right here, right? See, it's all there. And then I'm going to pull in one of my course outcomes, and I'll just do this one. And then I'm going to,
One step. Level one is the competency, level two is the sub-competency, and the level three is the
The,
sub-sub-competency.
yeah, one is the domain, two is the
domain,
Okay,
competency,
advanced
sub-competency.
stuff.
got it.
Okay, so I did the 3rd level. And so all I'm doing is you can do multiple courses at a time. So when you have your document here, you're going to work on each course associated with what you're doing, right? So you're going to use this for every course. So once I select my course, it's going to bring in for you guys, it's going to bring in your course outcomes. You have to attach your course outcomes to your course before it will populate here. Okay. So we'll talk more about that. I think they're already attached in your system, but just so you know. And then I'm just going to select one. And then you see how I select this and it auto populates those words here.
Yep.
So these are keywords. These keywords can be removed. Like I could remove one of them. I could add joining words together. I could put like translate evidence and put that in there. So what happens is when I do this, let's say I leave them all there and I hit refresh primary group. What's going to happen is you see how it populates here, right where it tells you you might want to use it there on the right-hand side. So it will kind of give you an idea of where you should, well, this is going to help you say, okay, well, this is too broad or it's not detailed enough. Or let's say I want to get rid of anything that has analyze in it. Okay, I just do that and all I have to do is refresh my primary group and then it will refresh. So if I took off health and I refreshed, it'll refresh it and it'll make it smaller. So you can kind of play around with this however you want, but you're able then when you're done with that, then you could go to the next one. Okay. And it will maintain the ones that you already did. And then it will give you your next one. So you're going to go through each course and you're going to do this. Okay. So once you get it to where you want it, you're going to then hit save. Okay. Once you hit save, you're going to name your competency group. So, and I'm going to hit confirm. So once I create this competency group, however I want, it's going to bring me into that relationship. So you don't have to, before when we didn't have this before, you actually had to create this and drag and drop and do all that kind of stuff. This right here is going to be your relationships. You're going to have 3 different relationships for each one for your courses, but all of your courses within those relationships that apply are going to be in there. So now you see how 610, the course is listed there now.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're more visual, you can export this and it will give you back into a spreadsheet. But this whole area right here, this relationship area, there's a video right here. It does such a good job. It's a 5-minute video and talks to you about let's say you're in this area over here and you want to delete this, you're going to delete a node. It talks about how to copy these and drag them over and insert the ones if you wanted to change something. So think of it as when you build that, like, this is what I think I want. And then once you get it in here, you can kind of fine tune it, fix it, do whatever you want to it, because it is this relationship if you're not sure yet. So once you kind of get it here, here's the spreadsheet real quick, right? Here's the spreadsheet. So what I would do is, as soon as I would push this over to this, my very next step, if it were me doing my curriculum mapping, is I would then go into run a report. And the one you're going to use for this is going to be competencies mapped to courses. And I will be putting recordings in on that script area. We will put a recording there that'll also help you as well. And then, so competency map to courses. This allows you to pull from any of your relationships that you have. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going back to your courses and you're going to select the courses that you want to see. And we can group your courses, which I think we've done in your environment. That's all I'm doing is I'm just picking which groupings I want to look at. The first thing I'm doing is filtering for the courses that I want to appear on this report. So I'll click my courses. So this report is going to look for gaps and redundancies and how you've mapped everything out within these courses. So my next thing is I'm going to do is I'm going to run a relationship on my 2021 essentials. Okay. So then all I do is go to next and it's going to populate in here. Okay. So what I've just done is 2021, and this is probably one of the reports that you can export each grid and label them and send and put in your self-study. Okay. Because what you're doing here is now you're looking to see this pulls from that relationship. Okay. It's going to tell me which domains I'm covering. It's also going to tell me within each one sub-competencies I'm doing. So how many domains in there of these three of 28, 3 of them went there. And these were the sub-competencies that I associated with this particular course.
You pulled in undergrad. Roxanne, is NMNC 3110 a course? Is that what
This
that
is
is?
demo. This is the demo.
Oh,
It's a
that's right.
demo, I'm
But that's
sorry.
a course then. That's a course.
That's a course.
Okay.
Okay, so now so now I've created that relationship. Okay. So let's start from the beginning again to tell you what I did. First, I went to mapping, right? I took my primary group. I mapped it all out. I hit save. Once I saved, it went into my relationship. If your relationships are active, it's going to pull into other reports. So if there's something that you don't want and you're just playing around with it and you say, I don't really want this, I'm going to delete this, you can delete it. Okay. Because it will be these reports that will pull. And I'm just going to delete this one. Okay. So these are those relationships that are in the system. Okay. So as you create your courses and your relationships, you can see how this one has multiple courses in here. So that's how your 3 relationships are going to look. You're going to have all your courses aligned, okay, in that relationship.
Debbie, can you show them how to map when they're in the mapping area, how they can add another?
So I want you to watch this video. It goes through everything, but if you need to add another group, you can go in and you can decide what shows on this left-hand area by simply going in and clicking which ones you want to appear on here. So I could select a new one. I'll just select that and say apply. And then that will then be in order right here. Okay. So
Can you show me how then you pull it? So let's say we've done it for CCNE or AACN, and we've also done it for NAF. Can you show me completed?
yes, yep.
Like all those
Yep.
sections?
So before I get to that area, if you don't mind, I'm going to show you one more report. So when you do courses, you can also map your programs to your course. So this is another thing that's really nice to have. It's called Map to Competency Group. And when you take a course and you align it to a program, one or more programs, you'll be able to run this report. So if I come in and I go to my advanced level, I could select any program that I wanted, but I'm just going to keep them all active there, and I'm going to hit generate. And then it will generate on the domains of which domains are covering which program. This is another nice report for you to share for your self-study. Now, you can export this to Excel. It'll save the same check marks and all of that. But in addition to that, if you actually want to show the courses instead, so let's say I want to go in to this advanced level and I want to see the courses on here, how I associated my courses, it'll also say which courses you're teaching, which domains.
Nice.
Okay, and that could be anything that you're mapping to that, right? It could be your NTF criteria, it could be your program outcomes, it could be anything. Okay. So we talked about the competency mapping, how this is going to be where this competency map to courses. This is where you're going to keep that library. You don't want people to update that. That is going to be golden. You don't want anyone to play
That's what I
around with
was
that.
gonna ask you. Who has access, who will have access to the mapping in relation, like that?
You're going to have, we can create a new security group and align it to the appropriate people. So we'll talk about that today too.
Okay, because
So
yeah, I'm afraid somebody's gonna go on and play with it, not realizing we've already done work in there and then.
yeah, you do not want to get about the only thing that I would, if you're going to leverage faculty to do it, be give them access to the competencies to add what they're teaching for concepts in those courses, if that's what you want them to do. Okay, so the next thing that we do is we leverage the advising templates of your plans of study. So I'm going to go into one of these plans of studies. And it's going to pull back, and I could select, if I just wanted to select one course, I could pull back one or more courses here. But what this is going to do is it's going to bring in the course, your course name, your course outcome. These are going to be your descriptors that you've done that are going to be attached to it. And then you'll have 3 relationships. This one, your NTF, and your program outcome one. And they're all going to be on one spreadsheet.
Nice.
And this rolls it up to the highest domain because that's what CCNE wants. If we feel like we need to do an enhancement and you want the sub-competencies on here, I don't think you need it. I think you're going to do that with that other report that we have, but it
Yeah.
rolls it up to the highest domain. But it could be that other schools may want it. This is our first report that we have. And you know, anytime we do something new, we always add enhancements if we need it. I think Dawn said she has heard from others that they would want it on the spreadsheet. So, and everything will be there. So if I wanted to just look at, I could pull it up by each term and each year, right, of what you need. So if you were looking for a particular one, you can see everything there. And then if I was just looking for a particular course, I could do that as well, where if I just wanted to do this and then refresh my grid, I can just get that one course. And then I can export that to Excel. Okay, so let's talk about a few more things that you have to do in the database to make this all work. Under courses, let's go into one of them here. So each course, there's a few things you're going to want to do, and you're going to have to decide who has access to these because we'll set up a security in here. But at the program, you define what programs have access to which courses. I ran a report in yours. It looks like you guys are doing that for your graduates. And then there's a competency tab. And some of these other tabs, you may not see at all. And we can be very explicit that your faculty only have access to their course outcomes and the details. So when I selected this competency area here, I'm then presented with the library. So depending on what I'm wanting to do, I can select these and add these. So the first step is taking your course outcomes and your course and mapping to your course outcomes that you have. So if I look at your document, and I don't know if you guys are redoing these, but if
Yeah, while we're trying to not We've mapped them on
We're
a
trying to do it in the
Excel
system, not like this.
Yeah, we've done it in a huge Excel spreadsheet that I have to work off of. I know I've sent it to you guys before, but this is just instead we were trying to prevent having to redo this as an update from 10 years ago, because this is what we submitted 10 years ago, and just do our work in Project Concert to create our own, like what you showed is going to be.
Yeah,
We have mapped them on a huge Excel spreadsheet that it's just I have to.
so you
Do the
would
work.
take all of your course outcomes, right? And you would attach them to each course. And then once you attach them to that course, then you can add your competency details that you're teaching. And it is this data and your details that pull in from the plan of study.
Roxanne, you want me to update the new curriculum, right? So that we're not going backwards and forward.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
So, let me go into your guys' site and I just want to see, because I'm just wondering if,
Because we just updated all of our curriculum, so there's not like huge significant changes, but like we've changed some of our course objectives.
so currently right now, I think for administrators, I've given access to this stuff, so we probably need to lock it down, right? So I probably need to create a new security group. Unless,
It's an accreditation group.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I think we use that
'Cause
for,
That's
for
Teresa
other stuff.
and Rebecca and a couple of other people. I would create a curriculum mapping group if you can. For just you guys, because otherwise people are gonna get in there and play around, I think. I would create like maybe a curriculum mapping group or a curriculum group or something like that.
Okay, so.
Stan, I'm gonna let you figure that out because I don't know what's going on the undergrad side.
No, I think that, and you know, the curriculum mapping group, I think it would be good, because we would only want a few people being able to do that.
Okay, so what we have, let's talk about the areas that encompass curriculum mapping that we'll give access to. So groups, being able to edit any of these groups in here. The relationship, right? Give access to that. And then as soon as I get that after tonight, there's another one that'll be mapping. It'll go right in the middle right here, and then you'll have access to that. So those are the utilize tools. And then the reports, we'll give them access to the reports. And then Dawn, categories and documents, we'll make sure, we'll just do categories. And you can do documents too. We'll give them access to all of this. And then I would give them access to the competency details and course groups.
Well, if
And
I'm
then-
changing any of the course outcomes, I do that in the courses, right? Under
Yeah. No, okay. You have to attach your course. Let's talk about where you put everything. Let's go into the groups here. So and then let me talk about this area. So the
Okay.
first thing that you have to do in Project Concert is everything has to be in the library for anything to work. Okay. So do we have your program learning outcomes in there? Here's your DMP program learning outcomes. Let's look at these. Are these correct right now?
We haven't changed those, so that they shouldn't. Nothing with the NP has changed.
Yeah, and I think those are the same for DMP as well. I'll have to double check, but
Oh, you mean your MSN ones and DMP?
yeah, see, it says DMP practice program outcomes. I think that yeah,
Yeah, they are. I see right
they're
there.
the same.
I
Yeah,
see that they're not all there though.
They are,
they're all there.
they're not.
There's
one
only 4 of them.
That says.
They're sometimes
Demonstrate.
repeated.
Oh, that one's not
I
it.
don't see demonstrate appropriate specialized body.
You know what? That's 5010. We don't even have that class anymore.
Oh,
So that's why.
so you have 4
Sorry, why?
program outcomes? Is that what you have?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Is it the same for MSN?
Roxanne,
They look the same. I'll have to double check.
they're word for
Okay.
word the same.
No problem.
Okay, and then if you look at, are all of these your old ones?
Those right there are specific course, those are course outcomes.
And some of those have changed. That's the ones that I have to go through and
Okay.
Our program outcomes haven't changed, but our course outcomes,
some of them. have.
objectives, I'm sorry, we call them like course objectives, right?
Yes.
So you'll need to go
can
in and
I-
edit some of these, right, Jen?
Sorry, what?
But I'm on
You'll
their
you'll need to go in and edit these, right?
Yes.
Okay. Not hard to edit at all.
Yeah, I think I already figured it out at one point when I was looking at it, because I knew this was coming. Because I want to do that first before I start doing any mapping.
Yes, that's a definite.
Okay, and then within each course, we have where we align your concept. You remember that when we created those customized groups? So like for this one right here, if I went in to edit this, I'm editing specific things like what grouping am I putting them in, right? So you guys have graduate course outcomes. And you
How about change
categorize
that
them
word
like
outcomes
that.
to objectives? Is that how you want it, Roxanne, to say objectives instead of outcomes?
We have to map them to the program outcomes.
No, I just mean like the category. Would you prefer it to say graduate course objectives instead of outcomes?
Let me
It
think
co-
about that.
Okay,
I just want to make
that it's
sure,
matching
yeah,
for
that we've
verbiage.
got consistent language, so let me think about that.
Just
Okay,
let me know.
just know that we can create any category type. It's right under configure.
Yeah,
Like if I wasn't happy with what this is and you wanted objectives, we could change that very quickly and they'd all apply.
Okay.
So basically we align the competency detail group that when we do that, then it allows, because we can create a library of those, it allows the association with this. So when when faculty go to do that and they attach their competencies, they can do that and and so I just keep it like that. And then, but we can go in, you just go in and edit. It's very easy to do. And we just attach those concepts that we built. That allows them to select the concepts at that course level when they're attaching their outcomes. And honestly, probably the easiest thing to do is already have the things attached. So all they're doing is attaching their assignments. If you're gonna have faculty do it, I would just have those course outcomes already attached to it. And all they're doing is aligning their concepts.
And when you say concepts, the concepts are the ones that are related to our
details like
accreditation.
the exams.
The 8 concepts, is that?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Are you're how you're teaching the course? You know, is it an exam? Is it a kind of your descriptors?
Your
Like,
evaluation tool, like how you're evaluating the.
so the concepts, so we created, let me go back to the one. So we created under competency details, we labeled it concepts. You can label it whatever you want. Some people call it descriptors, some people call it concepts.
Well,
But
we just want to
the-
make sure, so the new AACN, I'm trying to find my stuff. They refer to, there are 8 concepts that are also, so I'm just wondering if we want to make
Maybe-
sure we're using the right language.
Well, this
Yes,
is
you
just what
might,
it was named here, basically what you're teaching. You can name it whatever you want. We probably just named it concepts by just giving it a name. I don't know that you told us to name it that. It's just the grouping, whatever you want to name this grouping that you're attaching to your course outcomes.
So these are the assessment measures, right? These
That
are
is
the,
correct.
if it's a quiz or if it's a
I like
presentation.
assessments.
or-
We change it
So
to assessments.
let's just change it to assessment so it's not confused with the actual
Yeah,
concepts.
'cause yeah. Please.
you can name
Perfect.
what you want. Some people name them attributes, everyone has their own verbiage for it. So you can name it whatever you want. And that no one ever sees it, but if you went into the configure tool, the only
Okay.
thing that they're gonna see when they go in there, I don't think they see that. They just says competency details and we go in there, right? And all they see, they don't even really see it, I don't think, unless it comes up
Okay.
at the top. So they'll just see their course and they're just gonna apply.
Okay.
That's all they're gonna see. And I personally would suggest attaching all the course outcomes here, and the only thing they're doing is attaching the details,
Okay.
if it were me.
Wait, say that again?
Like, see how these are attached?
Mm-hmm.
So this comes blank. This is blank. When you come in there, you hit competencies, this will just have this. So you would go in, if this was 610, I would come in and select that from the library, it pulls from the library, and I would select.
Oh, okay.
Because, I mean, you can have them do if you want, but I think I personally would just have them add the competency details. And then all your training is saying, go into your course, look at each course outcome and attach what you're teaching in those competency details. So it's 2 clicks and they're done. And then to hit save, right?
And Jen, you're gonna edit those those outcomes or objectives in the competency library.
Okay, that's what I,
You'll have to go in and attach or whatever you want to do.
So your very first step in anything that you do inside Project Concert is make sure your groups are correct. If it's a national and state standard, we're happy to get those in there for you. If you want to update these, see how this changed to assessments now, Roxanne?
Yeah. You know, and one of the things I asked Dawn, so see where you have the 2021 essentials core competencies. It's the second one. It's at the graduate level. So that's good for the advanced level, but oh, you're in the graduate. I wasn't sure if the undergrad, the basic ones were available. So maybe we can just double check that.
They are, they're,
There.
No, those aren't the right, those
oh,
aren't,
no, we don't have the undergraduates in there yet, it doesn't look like.
Okay.
I can push those over though, Roxanne. That's not a problem at all.
Okay, yeah, because some of the undergrad is starting, Stephanie's working on that one. So I just, they're trying to recreate those tables and I'm like, you guys are just doing busy work because we want to be able to showcase that Project Concert does this for us.
I'll push that over. I'll have Alec push that over for us today.
Okay.
No problem.
so in
I did
those
another
groups, you want
question.
Stephanie,
Yeah, so probably the people for curriculum mapping, we would want Rebecca, Stephanie Bonero, and probably Jan Cecil,
Okay. And you too.
and me too, yeah.
Okay, I know all those people.
Okay.
You sure you want Reynolds in there messing around?
Yeah, we can let her.
say no, I will sign out of this meeting so fast.
You're
But
like,
I think, Jen, what we'd like to do is maybe show how grad, just do grad first, do a couple, and then show undergrad what it looks like. And maybe if you're part of standard 3, you can tell them to kind of hang on doing those templates until we get a few courses done. And Stephanie kind of already did a mapping, of her assignments for one of her courses.
Nice.
So we can have her, go ahead and enter everything. And then,
and Debbie, can you show them how to map? Like once you do one mapping and you're gonna go and you're gonna map the next thing and it's gonna all be on one thing together. You know, they have 2 or 3 things that they're having to map.
Are you talking about in when they use the script? Because they're using the script for everything. I did show
Yes.
that.
Well, you only showed them how to do one. I wanted them to see how like you do it to one and then you have to do it to the next thing and then the next
I
thing.
think I did, but I'll show that again.
yeah, you're talking about first the AACN essentials and then maybe NOPF.
Right.
They have to
Yes.
make separate relationships, so they'll have to do separate ones. So, I think what Don is talking about, to making sure you understand that when you go under mapping, that you're going to select your primary group one first. So you're gonna be doing 3 different relationships. So if you were gonna do a different one and you were gonna do NTF criteria, that would be your primary group. So you're gonna do program outcomes, you're gonna do the essentials, and then you're going to do, for some of them, the NTF criteria. So then I would go to next, and then it will give me the level. This one only has 2 levels. So if I was gonna go the lowest level, then again, I would select that course, and it would then bring in those key elements. And then again, if I hit fresh, then it's gonna pull those in. So now what I'm doing is I'm creating a different relationship. You would not have all 3 primary relationships under one relationship. They would all be 3 separate. And I think you guys understood that. And then I can, if I wanted, I think if I hit control down, I can delete. I think I can delete just those 3. I can't remember.
Yep.
Nope, let me see. Let me hit for primary brush. I thought I could delete one or more. I'll have to ask Alec how that works.
Okay. And then once you pump that into the next area, I'll say, once you save it,
I'll have to ask about that, because it'd be nice if we could control and just hit 3 and delete 3 of those. I think I can. But I'm also gonna put a recording up here as well to like walk you through that. We'll put a nice recording in there. When you get to the relationships in here, this recording, I can't stress enough to watch this 5-minute recording because it goes in better detail than I would tell you.
Welcome to this tutorial on the Competency Relationships Edit page. This page is the editing interface used to create competency relationships. In this tutorial, we will walk through everything you need to know to make your own relationships.
So
You open a
this
new
will be very
relationship.
helpful for you to watch that. It's a 5-minute watch. But you can move this around. On our new releases, you can move this around wherever you want. You can open up in a new tab. So you could actually move this to another screen, have the video going while you're playing around with it. But this is a really nice, it's very short, it's 6 minutes, and it talks about what it means when you copy children to a section, how to expand them all, how to filter by groups, how to export, little tips on holding on to the control and dragging and putting an order over here if you want to, okay? So all of that is just embedded in that short video. We will get in the description, when you're creating those scripts of those relationships, we are going to put a recording up there and you'll be able to watch that as well. And there'll be some nice little tricks in there as well. Do you guys have any questions on what Dawn brought up about how that works with the mapping, about hitting that primary group?
I think I just need to play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever, your primary group is, it brings over that level. Okay, and then you just pull in that course. And then you have to go through each. So if you want to go through every outcome, right? And it'll just start directing you of what you need to do. So obviously this is not going to be a good one because okay. It's pulling in a few things. So step 1 is making sure you have everything in your groups. Once you have your group, step 2 is making sure your descriptor that you have there, and you guys call it assessments. I just do that by going in and clicking this and adding. The thing about it is we might want to put graduate assessments on yours, because if the undergraduates come in, I can't imagine them naming it the same thing, but we should probably
We'll keep it consistent.
okay. So besides, I know you had 2 Word documents. Is there anything else? So you guys we have the NUMF in there. We have your program outcomes. You're going to update your course outcomes. Once you get those done, I think they're already attached in your guys' system in Madonna. I believe they're all attached.
I'm pretty sure
Are
that,
you going to start from scratch on your course outcomes, or are you going to update the ones that are in here?
I want to update the ones that are in there. They're mostly just a few changes, not anything significant that I need to start from scratch.
Okay, my only concern is, because I think we've attached them all to the courses, do you want us to take that off from the courses? Because if you might get an error, if let's say I go into this course outcome and let's say I only have 2 and you delete 3, but then we already added that to that course, it might give you an error.
I don't think you mean how they've already been added to the course, how so?
Well, so I've already, let's say 5380, I've already attached these 3. And if
Mhm.
I came in and I delete one of these, I don't know if it's going to give you an error.
Most of it's, yeah, most of them are replacing or updates. We also added a course, so I don't know if maybe I need to get with Isabella to just run through. Well, I don't know, whatever you think's easiest. I have no problem going and doing it myself. I just want to make sure I'm doing it right.
I guess we could ask to see if it would create an error. We could try it rather than you having to recreate all of them.
If you find that there's one that has an extra one or whatnot and stuff you have to delete, let us know, but we'll play around with it with one of them. I'm assuming since we've already attached, if we've attached them, it will, I don't know, Don, we'll have to check and see if it will let us delete it. I
Well,
would-
I'll do maybe one course that's a change and then you guys can look and see if it did anything
Yeah,
significant.
that'd be great. Just let me know what the course is. I can go in and take a quick peek at it and see what it
Okay,
did.
I'll do
Try to
that.
Yeah,
develop it.
I'm gonna play around with it a little bit because even if you, let's say you came in and you just updated these 3, you can do that. You can just click that and then all you do is copy and paste your new one in there, right? And then just make sure you hit save. And then, but if like you delete one and I already have it attached, I'm sure it's probably gonna error. So if you delete it, so I'm just kind of concerned that if we have them attached, it's gonna cause some problems.
I think most of them are just modifications of some of the language in there. I don't know if we
Okay.
deleted any more so than we changed them.
Okay, all
Well,
right.
if I just
That sounds good.
edit one of them, it won't probably flag it, but if I deleted it, will.
We don't know.
I
We
don't
know
know.
nothing with it.
I'm assuming it will if I attached it. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna play, I'll go into my demo environment and play around in my demo environment, not your environment.
Okay, and I'll find a course where maybe I did both edit and delete, and then I'll just do it one and then send it to you so that you can look at it before I
Yeah.
go any further.
Yeah,
That sounds good. So step 1 is just getting that done. Step 2 is then making sure all the courses have their objectives. We do have a report that will show me everything in here too. I believe it's called competency audit. Let's see. Oh, they changed the name of it. So here are your courses that you have right now. And then go to next. And then I'm just going to do course. And I'll just, so these are all your courses that we have stuff attached to. And then I'm going to do sort by competency group, sort by area. I'm going to sort by area first. Okay, so this is what, oh. Don, did you must attach something or no?
nope, that's just the areas that can be attached, I believe. I don't think that's
Okay, who's this?
interesting.
Oh, these are everything that can be attached. So once you attach them, you can pull them back here too.
So 2 of our courses,
So they are aligned here. So you can see that you have put all your you have attached your course outcomes. But the level of teaching until you enter that data, then it will show up there.
It
so
looks
what
like
about, for example, 6110 is changing to 6120 because we updated credit hours. Can I just edit that course? I don't have to create a new course, right?
Wait. Courses?
Yes.
You mean under,
So
you
6110.
mean under the competency area, right?
no,
Yeah,
under the,
well, just in general, if I am changing a course from 6110 to 6120, it's the same course. We just had changed the credit hours, so they made us have a new course number. Can I just edit the course number, or do I have to create a whole new course? Please tell me I can just edit it. It will make my life easier.
So if you want the historical data to go back to that course that you have, you would inactivate that course and you would create a new course. It all depends on, that's a Doug question when it's coming over from the register system, Dawn. You'll need to ask Doug, need to ask Doug the best practice for that. I can't tell you on this call because I'm sorry, I don't know.
That's okay.
Because if you want your historical data that was attached to that course, otherwise everything you've done, if you just change anything on that course, all your evaluations, all your experiences are going to go back way from the beginning of the time on that course number. Because you just changed it in the system, because that's like the key area. You're probably going to have to inactivate that course when you're ready, and then the new course will have to come over. I would assume it would be that way.
Okay.
And
don't
it'd be much
think it
easier,
is-
yes, if we could just say, oh, let's just go in here and change this right here and change the credits. But all that historical data from the past has to be kept that way. That's
And
my
I'll ask him
understanding.
too, if it's possible to create it from a copy and then activate the old one and then change the number without, I'll ask him a couple of questions. I have a couple of questions. I know that we've talked about NIT with other clients.
Well, Dawn, it probably comes from the files. And if it's not coming from the files, I guess we can add it.
Yeah, I'll definitely ask him for sure.
Because if you're going to be doing your competency stuff, we'll have to make sure that it's coming across just how it is in the register system. And that's probably why you're wanting it, so you can build your course modules here is different. It's not the same as your groups. You're putting in your library of your outcomes here. You can create your course here. It has nothing to do with this course module here, only that later you will attach, you'll have to have that new course number in there to attach your outcomes to it. This library is not associated with what comes from the register system. Okay.
Jen, when is that course changing?
Fall of next year, but we want,
Well, you can create that, we can add that course inside the course module, but you wouldn't attach hours or evaluations till it goes live next fall. But if you want to bring in that course because you're going to attach your outcomes. you
yeah,
can-
that's
you
the
can
only
do
reason
that.
why I want to do it is because if I'm mapping all this stuff now, I don't want to have to remember in a year when they roll out. to go-
Yeah, and so we'll make sure, so we can build that in here. And then, so you would build that course, but you're not attaching anything other than the outcomes and what you're teaching in it. We won't align evaluations or anything like that to it, but it'll be part of your curriculum in here. The thing about it is, Dawn, also with advising, in order for the report to show up in the competency area, the advising template progression, we'll either need to make a copy of the new template with the new course, so it pulls that data back in there. We'll have to do that as well. So that will also have to be part of that template when you get ready to get to that point.
Are
Okay.
there going to be a bunch of courses, Jen, or just a few?
2 of them are changing numbers. One of them's a completely new course.
Okay.
The rest are just edits to some of their course outcomes and nothing major.
Perfect. Okay.
So yeah, so I would, we'll have to talk to Doug on that, because you definitely don't want to change, you don't want to change that course now inside there, because you'll sunset that course. So let's say 4860 was a course that was going to be 4960 in the future. Once that's done, we'll inactivate that course, but all the historical data will be there. And then your new course will be coming over from the register system. But before that happens, we can create that new course. We just need to have the NUR number and the name of it. And then when you're getting ready, we'll let them know that that's the course that's aligned to those new courses coming in. So we can build your 2 new courses, but they will be different than the courses you already have.
Okay.
And so that's pretty easy to do. That's not a problem. And then we'll have to take a look at where those courses are coming in from your templates that we have built in here. So you will have templates and you need your current ones, right? But then you also want to report on ones coming up, right, for CCNE on those templates of the new courses. Does that have, do you have to give that right away, or do you have to give that later? Or would you be giving your self-study stuff on the what you have in front of you right now?
We're gonna do self-study on what we have right now.
And
Okay,
you're gonna
perfect.
create, you're gonna create just you're gonna do
Just a
the.
couple examples, not every
This is where we
course.
are and this is where we're going.
Right, and I'll build
Exactly.
those, I'll build the new templates for their plans of study for the new, because I still have to create a plan of study for the new students I'm admitting for the fall, when those new courses will be part of their plan of study, so
Perfect.
we'll
I
have to be
got
in
you.
there. So I can do
Oh.
that.
Do you know how to do that, or do you need help?
Well, how to create the templates?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I've been editing those for a long time.
Oh, look at you go. Yeah, so you can just make a copy of it, right? You would just make a copy of it and relabel it. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
because if you look at the, if you put at all, it's only showing active. If you look at the inactive ones, there's probably like 100 templates that have been, I've inactivated because it was so confusing.
okay.
Yeah. Awesome. You're making Roxanne seasick.
Well, the only ones that are active are the ones that are revised and actually being used. I just didn't, I felt ugly deleting them, so I just hid them.
Yeah, don't delete them.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create, right now you guys have access to everything from administrative point, but we're going to create a new security group for you. And then besides you two, Dawn, do you know anyone else that needs to have access to that?
I
Probably
had their whole,
Rebecca?
yes, Roxanne just told me who.
Oh,
I
okay,
didn't-
awesome. Okay, so we'll get that situated. So that means that though, not everybody's going to see the competency area. And then as we get ready, when you guys are ready for your faculty, I don't know what your faculty has access to. Can you give me one faculty's name that would have just like a faculty, so I can see if they even have the competency library?
Oh, yeah, like Amy Kanzler, Kant.
Okay, so let's just see what they have access to. So they have ooh, they have a lot. Yeah, they need to be. Okay, so groups. We have to shut this down. Faculty, Dawn, or is she an administrator too, Amy? Anime or whatever?
No, that's not administrator access because she would have more under the configure tools. I think.
Who is this? This is a faculty?
Yeah,
Faculty have access to faculty's other faculty?
I don't know what she has access to.
They
And
should
I
not
haven't
have
been part
access
of
to other
the,
faculty.
I haven't been part of the securities for Madonna, so I don't know.
If that's the case, this needs to be cleaned up. Is she here? Where is she?
Number 9.
Hey, we're gonna have to fix this, you guys. Faculty should not have access to other faculty. Oh, she's an administrator and a full-time faculty. Oops, you're muted, Jen.
She should just be full-time faculty.
Okay.
You probably
Jen,
need
if you
testing
take away
also.
her administrative rights, can she not do plan of studies?
She doesn't do plan of studies anyway.
Okay,
Only Bud and I do.
You can
Okay.
take the test lead faculty off of her too. She doesn't need that. So we may need to go in and look at who's who.
What do you want me to just, I can print a list of, well, Roxanne, we'll have to do it together because you'll have
Yeah.
to for undergrad. I can do like, we don't have that many grad people, so it'll be really easy for me to tell you what, like if you just do Amy should be mostly everybody. I can tell you what they need.
Now let's see what she has. Exactly what but she should not have access. I don't even know. I don't know why she has this. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on with these securities. But this needs to be taken off. So I need to go into your faculty.
But she could still go on hers and update that stuff, right?
Yeah, she can go in and she can do
Oh,
her
Okay,
own.
yeah, she shouldn't have. she
But Dawn,
see
this
all
needs to
that
be
stuff.
turned off. Faculty configure credentials off faculty
I
management.
think the reason that that is, why would it be?
No, this is a build tool.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I wasn't part of this, so I have no idea.
I think
I've
that
not
was,
been part of
that
the
was even
security.
probably, I don't even think I was.
I don't know. I don't know why that's turned on. I don't know if somebody went in. I'd have to go back through the logs to see who turned that on. Portfolio, student completion. They probably need student batch. They probably need, this is what we're gonna do. I am going to inactivate this right here, and we're gonna have to have another meeting to go over what your end users have access to. Because, let's see, courses here. They don't need document type. So they do not need configure document type. They do not need faculty configure. They go to courses. Oh my God. They can get in and update their users. This needs to be cleaned up.
I'm not actually concerned anyone would do any of these things just because no one else will play with it, but I see where
Yeah.
you're coming from.
But if they did,
It would be catastrophic.
they're able to change anything in there. So what they need to do is, you guys aren't even capturing credits or anything here at information, so you guys aren't even capturing documents.
Well, you're in
The best
indirect
thing
measures.
what's that?
Need to be, doesn't that need to be a course? to
Indirect
show-
measures.
Oh, it's just indirect measures, it's all the same. So let's go in and take a look. So yeah, they have access. Well, that's probably not a good course to go into.
Yeah, do 6110 or one of the grad level.
Yeah, let's just do this. So they have the ability to go in and, yeah, they can edit any of this.
And I can tell you what's going to end up happening with undergrad is they're going to have them be able to do that because there's so many different things that happen with undergrad. Like one course, it has lab, clinical, it's a hot mess.
That's fine. They're just
It's
gonna
gonna
have
have
to,
to-
you're gonna have to have a graduate faculty and an undergraduate faculty. There's gonna have to be two different security groups.
Yeah, I think we should meet with them again and go over their security groups.
Yeah, what I can do is, Roxanne, I'll print a list of all the faculty from Project Concert and we can go in and just make sure they're listed. We can, so tell us what you want you want a grad faculty label? An under,
Well, we have the ability to run reports in here. We have a user's audit record here. So I can go in under faculty right here and I can see what assigned programs and roles they have. I can see who has access to what. So you guys have a full-time faculty, you
Oh,
have
I see,
adjunct
yeah.
faculty. But
Gotcha.
what Dawn was saying is, now that she's working with undergraduates, that some of their undergraduate programs are gonna need access to course sections, and Dawn, we might want to think about creating, unless the graduates are doing more things than the undergraduates are doing, we'll have to decide how many security groups you guys want, because you guys have administrator, full-time faculty, adjunct faculty. You have do you have a lead faculty too?
Just
I
a
don't
test lead. We were playing with some stuff, I think.
Oh, okay, so you just have two. You either have adjunct faculty, full-time faculty are the two that you have right now. So for your undergraduate and your graduate program, you're gonna have to decide if you need to separate things and have more than one, like a graduate adjunct faculty or a graduate full-time faculty, undergraduate full-time faculty, if they have to do different stuff,
I
or
don't
are
even
they
know
okay?
what the difference between adjunct and full-time would get them, really.
I would have to
The
go in.
adjunct faculty, I think the only thing that's attached to, I think, is undergrads, and we did that so that they would only have access to stuff that they needed for labs and stuff. But we haven't finished all that. I know that we're just doing a little bit at the time with them.
And so this is how you kind of decide what they have access to?
Yeah, but there's a lot of different privileges.
Yeah, I can see
There's,
that.
I
I
would
always
not-
ask Isabella, like, I want them to be able to do this, this, and this, and she's like, okay, and then she tells me what to select, because it's It's overwhelming even for me to go in there and,
So I have somewhat of a grasp to it. I mean, some of it's I play around with a little bit, but I have a grasp of what a lot of these are. So I'm gonna go in and change off those. We're gonna get rid of those, the ability to use faculty's credential functions. We're gonna take that one off. What was the other one, Don, that I spouted off that they didn't need? It was course something.
The editing, you didn't want
Course,
editing the course.
the users, maybe course users, I don't know.
Like they had access to edit the actual course,
yeah, we need to off the course itself. They do not need, full-time faculty do not need to update the course dashboard, do they?
was it the info, the course's info?
No, not that one yet. That one they don't
You said
need.
documents,
Also
I think.
they don't need
Was
to
it
see.
documents?
Info, well, I can
associated
tell
with
you that
it.
undergrad is gonna need info. Like you're taking stuff off that Rebecca and I have talked about undergrad needing. So I think maybe,
I'm not taking, I won't take off the info. I'll leave that on. Entry formats and evaluations, they can view them, what's there. Are you guys doing course syllabi, Don?
I don't, I think so, yes.
Yeah,
And
they
the
need
faculty,
to, yes, they should be putting their course syllabi
and
in.
undergrad needs the ability to change faculty. Because they're gonna be doing their own
Yeah,
sections.
yeah.
So it is going to be different.
So we're gonna have to immediately make a new security, Don, for the undergraduate faculty. They're going to have it where they can update the occurrences and graduates can't. So we're gonna have to change that. For sure. There was another one on here that they were doing that was a configure tool. Oh, document types. So let me ask you this, Don. What's easier? Who has more faculty?
I
The student
honestly,
or
I need to
undergraduate?
sit down. I actually need to sit down and look at my notes and go back and forth because I don't want to say anything on the meeting because I don't know for sure. And I know I had it set so that Rebecca and I were working on some stuff. So I'll need to go back and I'll need to look and see what they need and
It
all.
might be easiest, Don, is to give access, create a new security group that said that can update course sections, and we only give those people that can update course sections access instead of even doing all full-time faculty for the undergraduate program. And
Yeah,
that
I'll need to go back and talk to Rebecca and then also Isabella and I've been on calls with her too. And go talk to Isabella and set it up like we had it for them. I don't want to say anything on here because I don't know exactly. And we have different faculty have different things, so.
what was the name of that faculty again that I was in?
Chancellor, KANP.
How soon I forget. Okay. Let's just see, because I just changed a few things. I did not take off the ability, Don, to edit the sections.
That's fine.
So they do not have a faculty tab anymore. Under courses, they just go to courses. That other one has been removed. I did not take anything else away.
Yeah, that looks good.
And then if I go under courses,
That's one, yeah.
they can see this, documents, they can add a document. Occurrences, they still have access until we wrap that up. Programs, I'm gonna take that away just to read access.
Well, the other thing is those program codes changed and I haven't Doug and I have not touched base again on
I thought I turned the dashboard off. Okay, so read access on programs. Maybe they don't even need that. They can see these. Will your full-time faculty need to see what courses associated with in the program just to read access?
maybe, I don't.
I'll just give a
Yes.
read access. And then
Something.
I'm gonna remove the dashboard.
Can we wait until I talk to Rebecca and Isabella? Because I'm thinking we're going to change a lot of stuff.
Yes, but just, yeah, absolutely, Dawn. Yeah. myself. I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect you. Yeah,
No,
I'll
it's
leave
okay.
those on. You can talk to Isabella and decide.
Programs, I think programs read only is fine because admins would have access to change, which would be great.
I just
'cause
don't think that people need the dashboard one. I think that's confusing, but I don't know what you've agreed with for the full-time faculty to have, what you've trained them on.
Hey, you can turn that off if you want to. I can turn it back on with
So all I
Rebecca.
was gonna do was read the programs, and I can probably leave that one alone because they're not doing a lot with curriculum mapping right now with it. And
Okay.
I'll just remove the dashboard for right now.
Okay,
Okay. I'm probably gonna log in as an adjunct faculty here after our call, just to make sure there's nothing else turned on, like that shouldn't be turned on.
well, and if we can go through it together after I talk to Isabella and Rebecca, that would be great.
Yeah, only thing Dawn, I would remove is if they had access to faculty records.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that's concerning me right now. They're having access to other faculty's proprietary information.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Do you guys know an adjunct faculty right now that you know?
Um,
I do Emily Bogart, Bogart.
Okay, so they can approve courses. Okay, so they just have dashboard, which they don't need. Evaluations, they really don't need that one either because they can see it in their course module. So, and I know you're gonna, it's not hurting that they have it right now. Evaluations ad hoc, completing term course report. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Student completion. Scheduling. Okay, that looks good. So that looks good. I'm just gonna remove the dashboard because they don't need it. But yeah, that looks good. Unless in the courses they need to have the syllabi.
we haven't gotten that far
You
yet
guys
with
have a lot of
undergrad.
adjuncts in undergrad, so I'm thinking that Roxanne, do you foresee adjuncts uploading their syllabi to we don't have a lot of adjuncts like running a course, so no,
No.
okay,
So maybe just read access.
yeah.
Okay, is there anyone else that you think anything else I need to log in as right now?
No. So how do you want to proceed with this? Because do you just want us to kind of have our own list prepared of kind of what we want them to have access to, or do you want us to come up with specific groups before we meet again?
Well, I think right now, the full-time faculty, what they have access to is the same things that are, at this point, is gonna be the same thing that a full-time faculty, Dawn will know more. So it would probably be my suggestion, instead of like reconfiguring all of those, is just creating a new security group for those that need to have more access to the course level.
Let me back up on the adjuncts being able to put up their syllabi. We probably should allow that because you have your pathophysiology instructors, right, are adjuncts.
Adjuncts.
Yeah, but I do his stuff for him.
You do, okay.
Well,
So
just to keep
that would be
around.
something we could do it though for them, right? If you were an administrator, you could put it up for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
But I need to meet Dawn. Do you remember where we left off? I know asking you and me and our brains. Our codes changed, and I think that was still issues going on our end that Doug was waiting for to get resolved. Because remember we had the programs are in, but the concentrations weren't pulling over. Is that
That's correct.
okay? So I
I
need to
don't know
follow.
where he is with IT.
Yeah, so well, it's probably gonna be me needing to reach out to IT to figure out if they've got that figured out. And
Okay.
Jen's bar.
Do you want me to, I can find the last email, I think, and I can, or we can ask Doug also and just figure out like what's next. I'm totally good with that.
Yeah, that's fine. I think we are the problem in this situation.
Well, maybe.
Oh, I'm 99% sure that it was us. But I gotta get off this call for another appointment.
Okay,
I'm gonna put together a short document that's gonna walk you through like first step, second step, third step on some of these things. I gotta create one anyways, so I'll kind of try to get something to you with curriculum mapping with like, this would be your first step, and then just put the details underneath it, that relate to that. And then just kind of give you, just
Yeah, that would be
like
helpful.
just something, and then I'll see if we can get a recording in on the relationship when you're mapping those, the mapping area. That will be helpful for you as well.
And then Dawn, I will work on one course today, editing and let you know it's done so you can look at it for me.
perfect. That'd be great. Thank you.
Right. Nice to see you, ladies.
Okay.
Okay, all right, let us
Tell
know if you need
Lucy
anything
Lou we
else.
said hi.
Bye. Oh, I will do that.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.